All right, everybody. It's your boy Ed Diaz again. Don't forget, click on the like as well for these because it really does help. Subscribe to my channel and then also hit the little bell so that way you get notified every single time. You don't have to wait. You don't have to be wondering. You get the notification right away. So today I got a very, very special guest. As you know, I'm all things financial. I always like to talk about different things and different topics related to finance, particularly on the personal finance side, because especially now with this whole COVID craziness, hey, maybe I invented a new term, COVID craziness. I just realized. But with all this COVID craziness, I think it's even more important to get all the tools and resources to really mind our money and be really good stewards of our money. So on that note, I want to welcome to my channel, Roberto Zamora. You know, this is a guy who gets it done. He's been in the insurance business for a long time. He caters to families and businesses. He owns his own farmers insurance agency, which if you don't know, that's not easy to do. You know, the guy gets up earlier than most if he's doing that. So thank you, Roberto, for showing up here and allowing me to interview you, man. It's a pleasure. When we first met, I really got a lot out of it. More importantly, your core values and just who you are as a person really impressed me a ton.
I really appreciate it, and thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man. So, you know, the topic we're gonna discuss today is umbrella insurance. You know, I hear that term tossed around a lot, and in my conversations with people, most people think that it's way too expensive. Why do they need it? How does it actually work? So there's a lot of myths and misconceptions. So I just kind of wanted to throw this out at you. What is an umbrella policy or umbrella insurance, and kind of tell us how it really works and why should anybody even consider it?
All right, so an umbrella policy, um, plain and simple, starts out at $1 million, and it's like walking with $1 million check in your back pocket.
Hmm.
Event that you are driving in your car, and God forbid you run over somebody, your auto insurance is going to pay a certain amount. If you qualify for that umbrella, typically over $100,000, $250,000 mark. Um, you know, God forbid you do kill that person's family is going to want more than just $250,000 for that person's life. What it does is puts an extra $1 million of liability over you and comes with,
Hence the term umbrella.
yeah, hence umbrella, and it covers your home and your auto insurance.
Oh, home and auto. Okay.
Yeah, so there's
That's
certain
interesting.
thresholds for your liability limit, and comes with the $1 million, could be 2, 3, 4 million, up to 10 million. Anything over that, we're going to want to go to some extra markets, but
Okay.
also comes with farmers attorneys. That's super, super important.
Oh, how does that work?
So if anybody were to ever sue you, and we're going to go to court, and it's going to be a liability claim, farmers is on the hook for that $1 million as we signed up for the policy.
Okay.
And they're not just going to fork over $1 million to anybody. They're going to take the time to go through financial records. Who is this person? Where do they live? How much money do they make? And that's going to be all on our attorney's side to figure that out for you.
Okay.
Without the umbrella policy, not only are you on the hook for your liability, but you're also going to be on the hook for any kind of court or
legal fees. Yeah.
legal fees that
They
go
rack
along
up
with that.
quick.
Yeah, and considering we live in a very, very litigious state, a lot of high earners, typical auto insurance isn't going to suffice if you were to get
That's
into
true.
an accident.
Yeah.
On the flip side, for your home, if you're having a party or you're having people over and you have a slip and fall, or if you have, your doctor or God forbid your lawyer friends over to help you cook or clean, and someone chops off their finger or does do a slip and fall, the one thing that they're gonna be subject to is probably being out of work for a little while, and super
That
high
makes
earner,
sense.
and you can't go to work for a little while. It may cause some friction in that relationship and causing a liability issue. And so that you have us, your farmer's insurance agent, along with our legal team to defend you. It really protects, one, the equity in your home, two, your paycheck.
True.
Because if you're in an accident or a situation where you go over your insurance limits, the courts may garnish your wages up to 30%, and that's
Up to 30%. Okay, pre-tax.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, Ed, but I can't go without 30% of my paycheck. I need
Yeah, I don't think any of us, especially in these neck of the woods, you know.
Yeah, especially where there's some people not even working nowadays.
That's true. Or
You can't
underemployed, meaning they're not working as much. They've
not
already
working
taken a
as
pay
much.
cut, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
I know you said, it sounds expensive.
It does, man. It sounds like
Lawyers,
very expensive.
lawyers, I would say on average for a one home, two cars, two drivers, if you set the underlining limits for your auto and your home correctly, it can be around the $300 mark, less than $1 a day,
Oh, so wait a second. So 300 a month or 300 a year?
300 a year.
A year. Okay, repeat that again, man. So okay, so one house, two cars, two drivers for the year. Am I getting this correct? Is $300?
Yep, 300
I
bucks.
mean, okay, I hate to admit this, but my coffee is way more than that. I mean, seriously, like not even joking. I mean, see,
Yeah.
so this is the myth that it's way expensive. This is like dirt cheap.
And of course it does protect, it goes over your home, but your biggest exposure is going to be your auto insurance.
Yeah, yeah, of
And
course.
and it's great we're having this talk today because the market is starting to harden up for umbrella insurance. And by hardening, harder to find good pricing.
Okay.
Because the one thing that's coming into play a lot with auto accidents is lifetime injury and brain injury. Kind
Okay.
of hard to tell if you're in an accident, what's going on in here. You never
That's
know
true.
what could get hurt or damaged. And so let me just look at my notes real quick.
By the way, while you're looking at that, so how hard is it to get this policy?
It's not too hard at all. You got to have
Okay.
the is for your auto, like I said, the
Yeah.
underlying limits. But the one thing that is because of that lifetime brain injury, the long-term effects of that, it's harder to tell how long that lawsuit can go on or how much
That's true.
payout should be. So Farmers is pulling back on the qualifications for that. So like I said, the two cars, one home, that's our pretty safe to say a lot of people are in that area.
Yeah, pretty standard. Yeah.
But if you're like my family where you have 6, 7, 8 cars, because there's so many of us living in one home, those are now going to be harder to find insurance for the umbrella. And with Farmers,
Okay.
you'll be able to go up to 5 cars. So if you have 6 cars, we've got to go out to market and find you some umbrella insurance.
So do you tier it in that case? You do 5 for Farmers, and then the sixth one gets, or you have to have just one policy for all 6?
We're gonna want to place everything under one umbrella.
Under one. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right. So there's no tiering of umbrellas. Got it.
No. And because of the payouts for umbrellas have been seen more and more frequently, of course, there's going to be a little bit of an increase. So that $300 may turn into $315, $320.
Yeah. No, of course. I mean, inflation's real. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then where Farmers has really been seeing a lot of their claims come is in the Los Angeles area. Los Angeles is 2-3 times bigger than San Francisco.
Very dense.
Exactly. So a lot more drivers,
Sure.
hires as well. So we're right in the same boat of them. I wouldn't be shocked if we're right behind them with the amount of injuries in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me as well. Cool deal, man. Well, let me ask you my final question. How do people get a hold of you?
The way people get a hold of me, give me a call. My phone number is 510-222-3678. Or you can send me an email, rzamora@farmersagent.com. And Instagram, zamora.insurance. We post a bunch of cool stuff every day, just even here and there, trying to make sure we protect your paycheck, protect the equity in your home, make sure that you're never in an underinsured accident. And of course, we offer those free reviews, making sure that you walk away with a better understanding of your insurance.
Well, that sounds great. Now, even though you're located here in the Bay Area, the reality is you can cater to anybody in California, correct?
Of course. All the rules apply if you're all the way up in your Eureka, all the way down in San Diego.
Okay.
Got clients in both of those cities, and
Good to know.
very personable. So if you want to give me a text, feel free to. Answering calls on the weekends, and like you said, I'm a business owner, so up early, stay up and late, whatever you guys.
Very, very good, man. Well, thank you again, Roberto, for all the great information. I mean, that was very, very key. And again, we want to empower people financially. So if you're watching this, take advantage of the fact that he will do a free review. He's not salesy at all. And I know this because I've already interacted with him. He really is here to advise, much like I approach my practice. He does the same thing. We're here to advise and to educate. And if we can beat what you have, then great. And if we can't, then we'll let you know. All right,
Yeah, and
brother.
at most, we'll give you any kind of value add that we can see, and poke holes in any policy to make sure that we get those covered up.
Yeah,
Send
very, very good. That's
you in
priceless.
some homework.
Well, you heard it here first. Give him a call, reach out to him, send him a text that's preferred, or send him an email, or leave him a voice message. He's very, very good at calling back. All right, take care, buddy. Thank you so much, Roberto. Be well, man.